Alright, there we go, cool. Welcome, one and all. Hello, we are back for a late and probably short Saturday Ironheart Merchant Company session 44, A Fortress of Carmon Part 2. Last time we left off, the party had just actually arrived after doing a bit of downtime, getting to spend some time in the town itself and doing a little bit of exploring. The party ended up meeting up at a guild for Underdark exploration in the hopes of meeting with a group called the Knights of Tempelis. The Echoes of the Underdark was, as the party learned, a bit of a centralized point for it seemed the people going into. I believe this is the southern, or is this northern? Let me double check my quests. I can never remember. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, okay. Oh, this would be the southern. Okay, perfect. Going towards the southern side of the town and going into the southern entrance of the Underdark, the party decided to take on the quest after a brief meeting with Tempelis, and although not to the liking of the party, especially to some. Though, after a quick agreement, the party decided to spend some time in town preparing themselves, and after gathering a few other items, headed out. And during the last 3 days of the party, just traveling through the Underdark road, or top road basically, heading to where the actual entrance would be to head deeper, the party would find themselves really with little to do but learn and experience or get a little bit of information about the other group, learning little bits of info as the group has some small talk. Though unfortunately, nothing of importance gained. Thank you for responding to the map. Yeah, as the three of you though continue on your march, though we come back to the finally on the third day, the 24th. Roughly, from what you guys can gather, Cinder and actually, since snowbeards aren't traditionally undergrounders in this situation, all of you kind of give me, let's say, we'll call it a wisdom check or a knowledge nature. I'll take either.
I argue I am absolutely an undergrounder with how long I've spent underground.
That's fair. That's fair. Feel free to see if you can give me a knowledge nature or, like I said, uh, wisdom check. Brain's totally
Wisdom
working
for
today.
an 11.
Knowledge nature.
Knowledge nature for an 8. 28. Roughly at this point, the three of you can tell it's almost night. It is pretty late into the evening, though down here it's been hard to keep yourselves kind of at a somewhat of a time schedule. The Knights of Tempelis seemingly being willing to camp during the midday. When down here in these routes, it seems to be always almost completely dark, only lit by the few torches that you guys found along the a few pillars that seem to dot the routes. No, it's not exactly quiet during your 3 days of travel. Many adventurers, miners, and other groups seem to traverse these roads and kind of keep pretty well populated. Till finally you lot find yourselves on the third day, late into the evening, taking a kind of a left and heading off of the road, following down what looks to be a newly discovered pathway. As many people don't seem to be going this way, in fact, no one at all, you guys find yourselves kind of almost wandering down this darkened cave that seems to glitter along the sides as you see what looks to be a bright reddish metal that's almost glowing like a flame, as well as what you recognize as a bit of divine iron kind of in the sides of the wall. As you continue walking through, though, Tempelis kind of finally comes to a stop, looking over at you as he kind of lightly fumbles into James. James, easily, you can tell something just got shoved into your pockets as he looks up at you lot and goes, I do apologize, gentlemen. I think this is where we'll need to split. The plan will be that a little bit up ahead there'll be an opening to a ruinous town. Me and my group will scout ahead and find our way to the roundabout. As he kind of holds out the map of the little town, ruined town settlement that was set up down here. a few years ago, that unfortunately had been overrun and is now what looks to be loosely used as like a mining outpost for adventurers and those coming down here to do work. So there's a bit of note of a couple of accommodations, but not much more than what you'd expect at a old campsite. As he kind of points to the town though on the map, handing you guys a copy of it, he goes, kind of showing the route that kind of curves around the straightaway, heading up towards the town, and then kind of camping out there. He looks to you lot and goes, "If our calculations are correct, the Hydra should be in this little area." As he points to the bottom left of the map, and goes, well, we basically what I'm thinking you will do is as we go around, you lot continue forward, make some noise so the creature knows you're coming, and as soon as it sticks its head out, get its attention to come after you. We will, as it goes around or starts chasing after you, hopefully we'll come up behind it and be able to capture it, as well as seal off its little cave thing of any in case there's any nastiness inside.
All right.
Is this abandoned city clear of any monsters?
And looks at Roman and goes, "About as clear as any wild village ruin that's been set up. That is to say, there have been oozes, mimics have been found down in here. I would not sleep with an open tent." As he kind of smiles at you.
All right.
I have a question about something you described. Do I know about how Divine Iron is formed? Because I know that is technically open information on the trade document.
Yeah, it would be something at this point with spending time with James. You would have been able to gather pretty easily, I'd say.
Cinder kind of keeps giving looks to the Divine Iron like it's a concern. Because he knows how many people have to make that a thing.
James would have given it the same look. How much divine iron does there look to be in this vein?
Give me an appraise check. And you can add your stone cunning bonus to this.
Okay, that'll be great.
Which I think it's just a +2. Well, in all fairness,
Yeah, it's an additional +2, but
it's something.
Every little bit helps.
How many clerics and paladins have died here?
14.
14. So yeah, as you kind of take a second looking in there, you'd guesstimate. I mean, it's hard to tell how deep the vein goes, but just looking at this, you'd probably get 70, 100 pounds probably easily out of the just the spot you're looking at. And as you kind of look along the rest of this long hallway, that's kind of loosely carved out, a few bricks kind of shoved in to sheer up spots, but mostly seems to be a kind of loose cave wall. It looks to be almost everywhere, even as you kind of look around the wall of that initial, because as you guys look at the map, that bottom or the far right or far bottom right, and it'll be actually probably easier to give you a circle of where you are on that. Actually, if you're looking at the map I posted where it says JP, that's currently where you lot are standing, roughly. So
Okay.
that'll make my life easy. But yeah, James, as you kind of scurry up a little bit, a few more steps forward, and just look into the big cave opening that has both the room to the left and then the bigger little village opening to the right, you can see divine iron looks to be carved into even the buildings themselves. It looks like the people just carved the walls straight from the stone itself.
So I'm guessing hundreds of thousands
there's a
have
lot.
died.
Yeah, there's a lot of divine iron here, man.
James,
Ooh.
just keep in mind, James, if the mining village didn't mine it, there might be something wrong with it.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. If you think for a minute I'm mining this I don't trust this stuff anyways.
As James kind of comes like lightly jogging back over to the party, Tempel's kind of looks up.
Bring the common sense.
Do you have a time frame on how long it'll take you to get behind?
Tempel's looks at you, goes, I mean, we'll let it get a few feet away from the entrance to the hallway, but if everything goes well, it should only take a few moments. The biggest issue is the spell does not go off immediately. It takes a few seconds to go off. I don't have enough magic in my own body to cast it immediately, as you can imagine, so it takes a second.
I was talking about how long it'll take you to get behind. As
Oh.
the side route you're taking.
He looks over and goes, a few minutes. If you want to take a second to kind of look around, we can even show you where we're going to be setting up.
Sounds good.
He nods and goes, the creature, from my understanding, doesn't seem to try to crawl out unless it's disturbed or it's threatened. So as long as none of us are thinking threatening thoughts, it should be good. As he looks down at the Stormbeard.
Okay.
He kind of
Well,
looks
then
back.
let's get this job done.
He nods and goes, "All right," and they begin to walk forward. The Goliath and the Stormbeard, the Seacliff dwarf, both immediately vanish after rolling to hide and move silent. However, Tempelis, as always, rolling 2 nat 1s in a row for both checks, just stands there awkwardly looking at you guys as if you can't see him and starts walking away.
Damn, that's sad. Right.
You know what? I'm a little less worried about this guy.
Dude, Tempelis'
Having
player
me suddenly-
has terrible skill rolls. You have no idea when it comes to it. This character has some great stats, but for roll spread, but terrible when it comes
So it's
to
a
it.
great stat. His con.
Well, this con was costed, to be fair, for something else, as you're seeing. But as he walks away, and you guys can easily see as he seems to clearly kind of head up towards. And I'll just take that image real quick and just do a quick. Let me open it and show you roughly where he's gonna go, because it'll be easier on a map like this that is very generic looking. So they're going to basically go here. So I'm gonna post an update here, because this was the update they had for me when I was doing this. So they're gonna go down there, and then the idea would be you guys just walk up there and try and get the Hydra to move forward, as you can kind of see.
Okay.
But as Tempelis goes over, his two members still gone. He seems to kind of just look around the corner and look to you lot, waiting to see when you guys give the signal, kind of letting you explore the town if you wish. As he seems to kind of eye down the hallway.
You guys think
Jane,
you want to search a lot of it or not much?
it's up to you guys.
What was that?
How much do you want to search of the surrounding area before we do this?
We
Make
could
sure
always
it's-
search after. I'd like to at least
Wait.
preliminary to make sure there isn't something about to jump us, but
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They're gonna search that. Maybe the building right below where we are, just to make sure it's not gonna fucking jump out at us.
And
Is it dark at the very least?
the hallway to the left, and then around those buildings,
the first
the
two
two
buildings there,
buildings,
yeah.
and then
Yeah, because they're gonna check the other ones. They have to walk past it. So,
So we'll
yeah,
check these
so-
bottom 3 here real quick
Okay.
first.
I am gonna cast a spell in the hope of us not getting ambushed. Linked perception.
Okay.
To give a- Because 4 people, technically, because snow counts, are within range of the spell, we each get a +8 to spot and listen checks.
Okay. Ooh, nice. All right. As you lot kind of head over, who's kind of taking the lead? I assume Rollerman.
I can do it.
Okay. All right. Give me a spot and listen check as you kind of walk down to that bottom left building.
Okay, and you
Well,
said what
bottom
was
right, I guess.
+8?
Plus
yes.
8, because we have 4 people in range.
Ooh, this is the spot.
As James Cinder's Snow kind of follow behind you. Okay.
I am glad I gave you that +8.
All right.
And then listen. 28.
You do hear running water, Rollman, kind of coming from further in the cave, which as James kind of pointing out the fact of the little running river, he had been able to see the lightest snippet or notice of kind of between the buildings earlier. Kind of makes sense when you think for a second. Beyond
That's on the
that, huh?
It's also on the map.
It's also on the map, so you know the map is at least somewhat accurate. As you listen into the inside of the building, kind of look through the kind of heavy stone, I guess window, even though there's no glass, but window is still an accurate statement because you can see through
Still a window.
Shutters.
it. A porthole. Probably better and accurate. A hole in the wall. But as you look at
Wait,
these
we're playing hole in the wall?
we're gonna put James in one though. As you kind of look through the windows, though, you notice there definitely used to be some wooden shutters that have kind of broken and fallen in. But looking in, you see a couple of what looks to be dusty wooden frames, some very simple hay beds that look to have been slept in a few times, what looks to be an open chest that's completely empty as you kind of look about. It looks to be a dead can or a basically a dead candle, or an out candle that's almost at its end. The wick kind of not sizzling, thankfully, so you know it hasn't been used for a while. But as you begin to listen around the area, kind of expecting movement, you hear the kind of occasional sound of a mouse squeaking, a sudden axe chop in the distance where Tim Pellis and his group had gone off towards. But otherwise, it's almost spookily quiet as you kind of listen in. The occasional sound of something not quite chirping, but chittering in the background that seems to be very silent in the distance towards where the Hydra's cave is, as well as something else that sounds almost snake-like.
Where do I get a direction for that?
Is also in the same direction as the Hydra's cave.
Okay.
So we have a chittering creature, could be a bug, could be a mouse, and we have a snake creature.
Part of the Hydra.
Not
Anyway,
great.
the bottom three buildings are clear.
Correct.
Move on to the two buildings above, or the hallway first. It's up to you guys.
Would a nature roll be good for what kind of snake-like creatures would live this far up on the Underdark? Because I'm assuming this area is far more documented than, like, deeper.
Nature or dungeoneering, I'll take either.
Fucking, I don't have dungeoneering. I know what I'm rolling.
Fair.
Boost on that.
I saw a 3 for a second. I got really worried.
Nope. I literally can't roll that low.
I was like, wait a minute, no. God. Alright, yeah, as you listen in for the nature, and you said you're trying to figure out what the snake could be or what the bat could be.
Both of them. The snake's my main priority, because that's usually snakes, monsters like to swallow people whole, so that's a huge concern if it catches us off guard.
As you kind of listen for a second, the first creature, the chittering, well, you're pretty sure it's 100% some sort of bat or like mouse-like creature, some sort of rodent. It seems to get slightly louder, and it seems to have fluctuations, which makes you realize you've not heard this creature before, but you've seen creatures like this reported before in the on the higher levels of the Underdark, very commonly captured as pets. They're called war bats. They're called this because they're slightly larger than normal bats, and they're very aggressive, very territorial too. Typically, they tend to find an area and claim a vast cavern for themselves, killing all other male bats in the area. Females tend to be the larger of the two from the knowledge you have, and tend to be more valued by stone giants and such as pets due to their more docile nature compared to the males. The serpent-like sound, you're not sure. This could be the Hydra, as, you know, being the Hydras do sound and have serpent-like heads and do move around. It could also be a large underground serpent that seemed to have dug up in here. Nothing comes to mind immediately, as there's not a notable creature other than Hydras that are serpent-like that Tim did stick around the Underdark.
So I still have the little Dragon's Crown bestiary, because Hago never asked for it back.
Mm-hmm.
Can I find the war bat in there?
Yes, you will. So they're called Desmodu bats of war. Here, I'll post a link for it as you kind of pull its stats up.
As we're walking, and Cinder suddenly pulls out a book and starts flipping, and then like hands it over to Rolaman on the right page.
What is this creature?
Basically, they're known for flyby attacks and power attacks. They basically fly in, bite, and attack, and then fly the fuck away. They like to stun creatures, but their main thing is just biting and then flying away. And they're just tanky. They're also huge.
I'm assuming I can pretty easily confirm we're probably going to find it on the ceiling like most bats when it doesn't attack you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to look at I'll keep an eye on the ceiling, unlike the other two.
I will say you haven't seen any signs of bat guano around, but as you look up at the ceiling, you can see clear signs of bits of blood that look like it's fresh, and what looks to be some bits of something kind of clinging to the walls, though it's too high up to really tell.
So it probably came by not too long ago.
How high are the ceilings and walls in this area?
Roughly 110 feet tall.
Okay.
I could get on the ceiling. I'm not going to, but I could. At least not yet, but I could. Oh. Okay. All things considered, bat monster, not what we expected, but could be worse.
You do hear down further towards where Amno's party, where the Knights of Tempelis can be seen, rather Tempelis himself can be seen, a sudden squeak and then a shout of "Oh shit!" In Dwarvish as something seems to clatter in one of the houses up in that top left area.
Well, if they die, they were very clear. If they die, it's not our problem.
No, but if they die, we're leaving.
You look on, kind of holding for a second, watching while Roman kind of reads the page down, taking a second, kind of thinking. You see Tempel suddenly, shakes himself and looks like he's acting as if he has taken off his stealth, and he gives you just a thumbs up as suddenly the Rel's Stormbeard, the Seacliff dwarf, kind of sticks his thumb out and gives a thumbs up from the window of one of the buildings.
All right, as long as they're okay. All right.
The moment they're not okay, we're just gonna possibly go kill the Hydra and leave.
Yeah. So the upper two buildings are all that's left. Do we want to start with left or right, or just do we care?
It doesn't quite matter in this
Right is
instance.
always
I'd
right.
say
Yeah, right is closer.
start
All right.
right and yeah.
Let's go basically breach and clear and see what's going on.
All right.
Hammer and shield at the ready.
As you circle around the house, looking down into the water, seeing the crystal blue lyrium kind of almost kind of glittering with the water itself, the water seemingly brightly glowing. Kind of walking around it, Rollman, heading up to the first building's door.
Hey guys, magic water.
The bridge kind of seems to pass over the river, kind of crumbling, having a couple of strange symbols, but nothing that kind of catches your attention immediately as you walk over to the door, Rollman. The door somewhat leaning open, as you can kind of see it's been pushed out of its lock already.
Do I hear anything?
Give me a listen check. And this will count for both houses. What was that?
I'll be listening.
All right. Let's see what you can be listening to. See what them elven ears can pull off.
Not much.
24. Hey, that's a good roll this time. As you kind of put your ears closer to the door, listening and kind of pausing as you put your hand behind you, putting your other hand to your lip as you look to James and Cinder, it goes dead silent for a moment as you hear suddenly something comes scampering out and you see a little mouse run and jump into the water and seem to swim away. But otherwise, after a few moments of something like a plate fall or moving about, nothing seems to make any more sounds that catch your attention.
I opened the door.
As you open the door, you see a simple open room with what looks to be a wooden table, roughly carved, a couple of wooden chairs for some giants. What looks to be in the back, a big bed and a big pile of hay in one corner. That immediately the smell that assaults your nose tells you that that's a porta-john.
So
the shitter.
I kind of pause at the mouse jumping in the water willingly. If you don't know, mice hate swimming and will not do it unless they're physically being threatened or have no other direction to go. Cinder's kind of concerned.
Those are special rats. They like swimming.
Something to keep an eye out. I'm not.
I'm gonna
give me a spot check, Cinder.
Okay.
What was that, Roman? I heard you,
Is this
James.
a one-story building?
This is a one-story building.
Okay.
Yeah, most of these buildings seem to be, from what you can tell. They're just very tall.
Assuming there's nothing in this building, I will go on to the next one.
Okay. Well, let's see what Cinder's gonna give a quick spot check looking in. Cinder, you do notice the bed next to the porta john kind of catches your attention, and the wood frame seems to slightly breathe.
That's what I thought. I'm gonna tap James, like, just with my hand and just motion over to the bed that I'm assuming if he looks, he can see moving.
James, as you kind of stare for a second, you notice it does start to exhale just a moment.
And I'll, like, quietly motion to Rollman to get him to come back.
I look questioningly.
James will motion for you to come back as well.
Yeah.
I'm already over here.
Yeah, I kind of whisper to you, the bed's a mimic.
You want to kill it or leave it? We leave it alone. They stay stationary.
Up to you. It's not a small mimic. Bed mimics are a pretty good size.
I will say it is huge, from what you can tell from the bed size, because it's designed for stone giants to sleep on.
Do you want to leave it or?
Up to you. I'm just trying to catalog all monsters that could get in the way.
We'll keep a note of it. I think we leave it for now.
Right. So now we know if we see a variance that shouldn't be there. There's a mimic nearby.
James, you feel a tap on your back as suddenly this large feral Goliath appears in front of you with nothing on them at all. No clothing, no covering, and you are unfortunately thankfully at knee height. As you suddenly look up and see a Goliath staring down at you.
Yes.
They just point to the building with the mimic and then point to themselves.
If you want.
Yeah, if he wants to kill it.
Apoko kind of walks past you, slightly pushing past Rollman as well, and goes into the door, looks at all of you, smiles, and slowly shuts the door as they turn.
We'll just shrug and keep walking. I guess that solves itself.
To the next house, I guess. The one over next door. Let's see if there's something.
Why not?
As you walk over, Rollman kind of taking the lead as you go over to the door. Rollman, with the listen check from early, or no, that was your listen check, right? The 24, was it your spot?
Yes.
Yes, listen. Okay. All right, perfect. With the listen check from earlier, as you kind of listen into the doorway on this one, you don't hear, thankfully, any creatures inside. The doors on this one also seem to be slightly unlocked and unlatched. Looking around, it seems to be many of the buildings seem to be in a similar state.
Me open door again, just assuming I didn't hear anything.
As you push it open, lightly looking in, it looks like there was a kind of setup for a storage in here. A few empty chests that are kind of opened up. A couple of open sacks that have just some firewood sitting next to or more in them. A couple of what looks to be little insects seem to run about and scatter about the floor as the light from the dim light from the cave kind of comes into the area, and they seem to go and hide under little areas. But as you look about, nothing else kind of catches your attention. There is some round, sacks in the corner, as well as what looks to be some large white round objects, but otherwise nothing kind of sticks out.
Does it look like an egg?
Give me a spot check.
Spot.
27. It does indeed look like a chicken egg, like a large, well, almost up to your waist, chicken egg.
That's not a chicken. That's a big egg.
Uncle,
hey,
what
pull
the fuck
that,
are those
menu
eggs?
again.
Hey,
Pull that menu
do you
again.
want me to?
Hey, pull that menu again. Big egg, about 3 feet tall.
I guess I'll look at the egg. Let's see.
As you look at the egg, give me a knowledge nature. As all of you also hear suddenly a sudden loud clamoring from the building next to you that almost immediately goes silent as you can see a large sphere of something cast around the building.
Bad roll, but good modifier.
What was that, Rollman?
Hopefully he won.
19. 19. You recognize this. It is a Hydra egg. You do notice it isn't scaled, which is something that catches your attention as you look through. there's only one other Hydra creature. Well, there's multiple other types of Hydra, but there's only one other Hydra that usually is known for being a smoother egg as you look in. And this creature is known as a Lernian Hydra. Lernian Hydras, there's not much noted about them beyond the fact that they are listed as a do not approach in the book, specifically listed in big red letters. Chopping heads does not work. Killing does not work. Run.
Is that all the information the book has? I thought that this was a good book.
That is all the information has, and that and a drawing of a smaller, what looks to be a smaller and smoother looking Hydra.
How big is the biggest opening to get in this building?
In this building, it's the doorway, and it is roughly 20 feet wide.
A big door.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how it got in here. With the hay in the other building, did that seem like the Hydra's shitter?
From your, based on what you
Was
guys
it monster
see,
poop?
Yeah, I was gonna say based on what the book shows and on Hydras and such. No, that doesn't seem to be the case. It didn't smell like it either. I will say, as you look back over, you do see the feral Goliath coming out, smothered in something brownish, and carrying out what looks to be a dead mimic that's slightly cracked in half.
He fucking killed it. So, James, what do? We got an egg here. That potentially the Hydra about to go fight. Laid. And is it not a Hydra, but a Lyrian Hydra?
We'll take it back with us when we go to leave. No sense in leaving it here.
Okay. It also could be half chicken Hydra.
I once heard of a creature like that, but I don't think this is that case, Rollerman.
DM, does breeding with Hydras have the same issue that someone breeding with a dragon would have in their true form?
Yes.
Like the elemental problems and everything, and Hydras don't have a human form.
Correct. Though Hydras have been known to
chicken.
crossbreed with other types of Hydras, that's about the most you'll get between, because Hydras are very deadly to race naturally.
I am assuming there is not a chicken Hydra that I know of.
As you look in there, there's only 2 Hydras listed outright as researched in the Underdark. There's the traditional, which just lists as many heads. There is a listing as a sub for Pyro and Frost. However, there's not much research on either of those. And then of this last one is, of course, the Lernian one, which is as you noted. But beyond that, no.
What does the entry for a Hydra say?
I mean, I'll just flip to the normal Hydra page and see what it has for the average.
Compare it to the Lyrian one.
So comparatively, it states that Hydra or normal Hydras, you can cut their head off and they do die. However, they do have fast healing, so meaning that whatever damage you do to the creature, it will heal back if you don't attack it with fire or acid. It is known to mostly hunt by attacking its prey a lot of times until it is dead without concern, and does not fear being attacked in the dark, as it actually prefers being blinded. The creature otherwise is known as just a physical beast. There is not much of a listing for any spellcasting abilities or any poisons or spits at all.
Okay.
So, comparatively, there is no the mention of the fact that this creature, or normal Hydras, can have their heads cut off, it seems, and it does do damage. That should kind of keep something in mind for you.
Is Apocalypse nearby?
Apoko is currently hanging, or kind of standing over by what looks to be Tempelus himself, as he is kind of looking down towards the Hydra's nest.
I signal to get Tempelus's attention.
As you kind of do, looks at you, nods, walking over to you as you see Apoko kind of beginning to dig in behind him into just a raw mimic, tearing at it, trying to gnaw on the creature.
Yummy.
Glad they had got a nice snack.
Didn't say he was able to eat it. I say he was gnawing on it.
He's trying.
He's trying.
It's a dog with a bone. It's fine.
I believe we discovered a alternative Hydra egg, which might beg to indicate that this Hydra is not normal.
Pels kind of looks at you and scratches his chin and goes, well, the only other creatures that we've heard about being down here is there was supposedly another Hydra but, I mean, the creature looks similar, so I think it's the same thing. They're both listed as having a big green stripe along its neck. Both red eyes, 10 heads, angry. I don't think there's going to be any alternative creatures.
DM, are hydras like most reptiles? They'll nest near on their young. They're not just going to leave them somewhere else. Like
yes.
sea turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I look at this egg, nest, no hydra. I look way over where the other hydra is, and I just know there's 2 hydras.
Fair.
This is one of their nests, which we should probably get the fuck away from it before it comes back.
Compels looks in at the egg for a second, and give me a second. As he looks at it, he goes, that's fossilized. And roll me a survival check to see if you can tell Rollman if there's tracks anywhere. He looks back at Cinder and goes, those eggs are dead, that's why, and he points up to one of the bags and goes, it looks like some passerbys probably collected them from deeper down below and probably planned to eat them. And the problem is, Hydra egg, Hydra down here probably scared them off. I mean, probably thought the creature was going to eat them.
And I feel like that might not be better. The other most animals get angry when you take their eggs. Some of them hunt forever. Who knows?
Oh, sorry. Kind of nods. Rollman, as Cinder says that, you do notice there are 2 clear and distinct tracks of Hydra feet. One that is huge and 10-pronged, so 10-toed, and the other, which is 6-toed, and slightly smaller and leaner looking.
Are these a mated pair or a?
It looks like they kind of look like they're walking in tandem to each other, or rather in parallel to each other. So it looks like they almost kind of go next to each other as they go down.
Does that mimic behavior of a parent and a child?
There's no, as you look at the book, there's not much noting how the family units of Hydras work. So,
darn.
I know, right?
Well, I'm common sense Cinder animal person, right?
Mm-hmm.
True.
Hydras are ever spotted with other Hydras, so I'm assuming they're like people that once they're young or born, they abandon them.
Okay.
So that's probably not a child.
What do you think can happen here then? Is there a difference? Are these happen at the same time, or is one older than the other?
With your roll, it's hard to tell. I mean, they look to be roughly around the same time for freshness, but it's too hard to tell any details beyond that.
Hydras still need to breed. We could be walking into an active nest.
It could be more.
And by that I mean full of eggs and such.
And Pels just kind of looks at you and goes, well, I mean, if it's a nest, then you only got to get one out, and we'll seal the rest. We'll seal the rest in.
Well, there's also the possibility that they're not all nested in one spot. It could be like this. There's one nest here. There's one nest here.
We're only a few miles from the main route into the southern portions of the Underdark. There'd be no way there could be that many creatures this close to the settlement. Adventurers would go missing all the time, and we're talking not just in small amounts, we're talking large amounts. These creatures don't eat little.
Okay.
Then Cinder kind of looks at his books like, well, we're looking at potentially 2 Hydras, a bat monster, maybe a snake. They're unsure about that one.
A potential alternate type of Hydra as well. Keep that in mind.
Oh, well, that's the, I should mention, we did also, my companion Rels confirmed, first off, good news, Apoko confirmed there is no more mimics in the area. Otherwise, their nose would continue to go off. Their stomach is being satisfied as we speak, as he looks back at the, Goliath still trying to chew desperately on the bed frame that is cracked and not making any headway, as it looks like they're chewing on just a chunk of rubber. But as Tempelis looks back, he goes, Rels, though, did confirm there seems to be a grouping of bloodlance-like creatures in the area. Thankfully, they're not close enough to us right now, but I do think we'll have to keep this as contained as possible, given I don't want a herd of these creatures coming down on us.
What are those creatures?
In short, not nice. He looks at you and goes, you're not likely to find them in your books. Oh, they're not supposed to be this high up in the Underdark, nor even in the Underdark. But basically, they're creatures that are very good. Very big on wounding and injury, disease, filled with disease like no other. And the biggest issue is, like any proto-fiend of this around, these creatures can summon other members of their own rank. And that's not to be racist, as he kind of looks at you, kind of giving a quick, glance, listen, I'm part of this.
Okay. I guess we'll proceed with caution. Hopefully we only drag one Hydra. Hope there's only one Hydra. I think we continue with the plan. What does anyone else think?
If they're against good, that means they're most likely evil, we have a way to deal with that.
I wasn't concerned about them very much, as they said that was a distant issue.
Dude, I'm just concerned about the 2 Hydras. This makes a real problem. If Valernian, they are literally immune to damage. We can't fight Valernian Hydra.
Does your magic work on a specifically normal Hydra, or would it work on a Lurian Hydra?
As Tempels looks back over at his party members who are kind of gathering over towards their spot looking on, he looks back over at you and goes, it works on any Hydra from my understanding. We were just told it was easiest to capture normal Hydra. I don't know much beyond about Lernians or anything of the sort myself.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Alright. Believe we're ready.
He nods at that and goes, once you get down there, give us a thumbs up, and we'll begin. As he turns, and he seems to do a little wiggle, and yet again, as he did roll again multiple times, two nat ones. His move silent and hide check once again failed.
The last there's from Cinder is, don't worry, you'll smell the signal.
Oh no. You see him head over towards the other 2, who immediately vanish as both of them manage to roll a 24 and 25 respectively on their 2 hide checks.
Question, Cinder. Does this odor repulse creatures or attract?
It's bait.
Do we want to use that when there's possibility of multiple Hydras?
Both won't come out at once. One has to stay and defend the eggs.
It's more likely the strongest of the 2 will leave, which means the
talented. It's probably going to be the male, whichever that one is, whether it's the weaker or the stronger. I'm going off of normal animal logic here. I don't know a lot about Hydras.
Well, I guess if we survive, we can report this knowledge.
Okay. Did we check the hallway to the left?
Down. When you guys passed, when James had gone up, he hadn't seen anything outright. But as you guys kind of come back around the building, looking straight down it, you don't see anything other than what looks to be a dimly lit corridor that seems to dig off into the distance.
Okay.
I mean, that's fun.
Are we ready?
I think we're as ready as we'll ever be.
I'm gonna drink. Wait a second.
James, I will mention you hear a quick message in your head from Tempelis using sending, and he goes, good news, it's fat!
Oh, that's not good.
It's pregnant.
It's pregnant! That means it's going to be extra aggressive.
If they lay eggs.
The eggs still gestate inside first before being laid by...
I would assume Hydra like snakes. They don't lay their eggs immediately. They're in their body for a little while before they...
Alright.
I am going to drink the Hydra antidote.
Okay. Getting that ready already. Alright. How long does that last?
8 hours.
Oh, fuck. Never mind. I'm not even going to put a note to that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man's going to be fine for a while. Yep. All right. As you drink that, as you three kind of get ready at the end of the hall, or at that entrance into the shorter hallway, before crossing over, looking on as you stand there. The Hydra doesn't seem or still stands inside of its room before you guys head in further. What do you want to do?
Cinder? I'm on to Cinder.
All right, I'm gonna open the bag of bait.
I will.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready with wands.
Okay. James grabbing his wand out, and the bait, yes.
The Smilodon glands. I kind
Yeah.
of flip the bag so that without walking out, they just like all land because they're so small. They're these little fucking glands. It's not gonna see them flying through the air
It's true.
as they
it's
land.
True.
Oh.
Give me a second. Alright.
Come on, Mr. Hydra. It smells really
Which-
good out here.
I want you to know to all of us, this smells rancid.
As
Like,
you get the scent of basically, it smells like cat piss typically, because it's like a really rough
God,
mixture.
no.
Because it's Smilodon, because that's what Smilodon marking is. It's it's an a stronger extract of urine.
It's worse. Because in the description I got, it is not only smells like piss, also smells like musk mixed with it.
Yep.
Like from cat's fur.
As
What he
Cinder
does.
kind of steps forward, Rollman kind of, I imagine, plugging his nose as he drinks down the anti-venom, trying to avoid the smell of this bag. As Cinder steps forward with it, having it out straight in front of him as he walks forward. You hear and feel the ground begin to like quake slightly, and you hear a little bit of a slight hissing sound beginning to kind of pick up as a long and what looks to be medium-sized tongue kind of suddenly pushes out around the cave entrance into the long hallway, and you can see what looks to be something kind of glimmering on it, what looks to be something red.
Gentlemen, how far back do you want to be?
We're gonna want to be like a good 40 feet back. It doesn't have a lot of movement speed. We're faster than it, but we need to be within its line of sight.
Okay.
All right, so I'm thinking like that. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna be 50 back, so I was gonna shoot a giant rock at it to get it angry, to get it
That's fine.
started.
I'll stay 40 feet. You guys stay further away.
Okay, so
Okay.
roughly, let me see.
I'm glad I was also prepping magic missile so I could just dink it with a bunch of little
So Cinder, you said how far are you going?
50 feet.
50 feet from it. Okay, so
I'll be probably around where Cinder is.
Alright. So this would be roughly. There you go. Makes it easy. Don't mind my amazing handwriting. As Cinder begins to move forward, the creature seems to suddenly stick its head out fully, and you see as almost 10 heads of this Hydra come kind of flowing out. Each of them, their tongues sticking out of the air as the creature suddenly turns, and a light hiss is almost heard as that seems to begin to rumble, and a deeper and more a roaring, a warning from the creature as its eyes turn, and you begin to feel the ground moving. Its neck is thick. This creature, while huge, you'd guesstimate is probably twice the amount of weight that it's supposed to be, as it is girthy. It begins to come around the corner. Let's roll some initiative, gentlemen.
Is this one the normal or the Lernian?
Yeah, I was
This
about to
looks
ask.
like the normal one.
Thank God. Alright.
You don't want to fight a Lernian?
No,
No.
we can't do anything to it.
Damn, it still rolled well,
Well,
too.
We can, but like Grubby would have to cut a
Bruh.
head off. I have to burn it, and we'd have to do that over and over again. It'd be really annoying.
23
Eh,
for
why'd I roll so bad?
James. Hey, you actually... this is good. That's good rolling. What do you mean?
I rolled a 3.
You got a 20!
I
Man
rolled
has a
3 on
plus
the die.
Yeah, but-
70.
He has a plus 17.
That's fair. Ooh, Cinder. Oh, not good. You never want to be the last guy in the initiative when you're being
He's
chased.
support.
Not
I'm
when
the
you're being chased.
That's fair.
You want to
You
go
want to at least outrun or be ahead of the thing that's chasing you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. As we go into the initiative, and I've got Tempelis, Poco, and Rel's initiative in the background, we will start at the top of the initiative as the creature stands about 40 feet in front of you. As you stand there, Rollman, looking down at it, it towers a total of 65 feet in height, 10 large fat heads kind of moving about, the sides of its necks kind of slightly expanding, almost like a cobra's. I forget what those things are called. The fucking hood. There we go. The hood of the creature kind of slightly expanding out as it looks on, its fangs being bared towards you. As it looks on, its very chubby feet and body overall looking to be girthy. As you also see something slightly hanging from in between its legs and towards the bottom of or towards the midsection of its long tail. The long green stripes along the creature, matching the similar design as the one in the book, although quite large. As you look on... Oh, sorry, Roland. I said you went first. It's actually James up first. My apologies. Yeah, James, you are up first. My apologies. As you watch on to this, standing about 55 feet back... 60 feet back from the creature as it looks towards you, hungrily and angrily.
Well, I just need to check the range on something real quick. It's not going to take me but a moment. I was trying to figure out exactly what I was going to do. Let me search. This has the range, so I just need it to load. It's not liking to load. Shouldn't be notified for range. I will move back, since I'm at 50 feet, I will move back another 20.
Okay.
And just use an auto hit, I guess, of Magic Missile.
Okay.
So
move
that'll
back
be...
20 feet? Yeah, go ahead.
I will roll the damage as I spread it out between the heads.
He's like, can't get to the head.
I was going to say, this is a chunky Hydra.
That's force damage.
Alright, so it's 13 total. You haven't even managed to bruise one of its faces as you watch the little pin missiles of what looks to be James's hammer kind of goes flying off towards this creature, smacking its face side to side as it just looks on in irritation with its other heads glaring down the hallway as the the light from the magic missiles vanish. Alright.
Well, come on, big one.
James shouts this down. Give me, let's call it a handle animal check. Let's see if you can convince it to move forward. Or to get a look at you, at least.
I see. This is gonna be my job. I understand.
I'm not great at handling animals, but...
Hey, if you roll badly, you might actually succeed still, because pissing it off works just as effectively.
Okay, it might get angry.
Oh, 20!
Nat 20.
Jesus Christ.
21!
21. Oh my god.
Charisma skill, baby.
As you stare at the creature, it looks on at you with anger and seems to kind of catch on to what you're saying and starts to move forward almost immediately, looking to charge you. Alright. Which does activate its special item, which immediately casts haste on itself. Thank you, James. However, that doesn't bring my initiative up enough to beat fucking Rollman. Because I just
change your initiative.
I know it doesn't. Let me see.
Nope.
I have a note of it. Is it just a dex bonus? Am I wrong on that?
It's actually, I don't think it's even a dex bonus, it's like a dodge bonus to AC.
It's dodge and reflex saves.
Oh, it is just... Okay, so... Oh, okay. I had the dodge and reflex. My apologies. Yes, I see. Okay. The creature... That is my apologies. The creature immediately began to glow as it does. Beginning, you see its body seems to lighten up a little bit and begins to move a little bit quicker. Alright, as you end your turn, James. Because that was your movement and your action? Unless you have a swift action?
Seeing that it glowed suddenly, I'm also going to use the rest of my movement, so I went back a little bit further. I'll get back as far as I can, so 45 feet total away from where I started. I'm 95 feet away from this thing now.
Alright. Okay, as you end your turn, backing up further away, leaving Rollman to stand there. Rollman, you are 40 feet from the creature.
Okay. Well, probably. Am I aware that Cinder is going to go, after the Hydra?
It looks let's make it a profession military. I think that's or military mercenary. To make it a fair check, see if you can figure it out.
Okay.
Carrying a lot of gear, man. I'm weighed down a lot.
You are
Moving
not-
fast.
He was caught off
gear.
his. He was not ready. He was not prepared.
That's true.
6.
As you look on, you're not sure, but Cinder looks just shocked at the size of this creature, and seems to kind of be taken aback for a moment. You're pretty sure he's gonna either make the same mouch as the creature in speed, or he is going to react slower.
Oh, alright. I guess I'll have to stand here and take the brunt of this thing. Okay. I will step for. I've rolled a high mercenary.
Dude, the last 5 have been 10 and below.
You haven't seen them. They've been there. I will step forward.
Okay.
10 feet.
All right.
I am a melee person. I don't have range.
Yeah, and you don't want to. I don't know if you want to get the melee of the Hydra.
You never know.
We need to just back up, guys.
I will rub my special oil on myself to give me damage reduction.
Okay, as Rollman takes 10 feet step forward, looking back at Cinder, and then looks back at the creature. Seriousness on his face, he pulls off of his belt a thing of oil and just pours it, not stopping locking eyes with this creature as he just lets the oil slowly rub over him.
Intimidation.
The creature, not knowing what this means at all, just watches it in a surprise.
Yeah, and I will go as a swift action into a. Actually, I won't move at all. I rescind my movement so I could do a second action.
Oh, okay. You're gonna step back 10 feet. All right, cool. Take it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I will activate my spell type to gain myself a feat for a new maneuver that I'm using, and then I'll swift action enter that stance, which is I'm forgetting, but it's one that'll help. It's like Guardians.
It's one of them.
It's one.
I hope it's.
Rollman kind of thinks for a second. Cinder just kind of watching him take a step back and kind of assuming a position and kind of looking down, thinking for a second, and pulling out his little book of movement maneuvers and such, and looking up the Hydra, trying to calculate something as he gets himself ready for a second.
At least I pulled the aggro onto me, guys. Don't worry.
That ends your turn, Rollman.
Yes.
You're gonna love this. The creature moves 10 feet at its maximum speed.
Oh.
Nice.
Everyone is moved up about 10 feet closer towards it, which, just to my own notes, since Cinder was 55, that now puts him at 45. And unfortunately, it does not have a long enough reach to bite at anyone at 15 feet. So it's going to use the rest of its movement, or the second action, to move again. It takes another large step forward. As it's very plump, as kind of rocks back and forward. You're pretty sure this creature is wobbling slightly. There is a good chance it's going to fall over at any time.
I wish I kept icy floor.
As it comes to a stop, licking its lips and kind of glaring on, ending its turn. And thankfully, the Knights of Tempelis are going to go in the background and begin their movement. And then Tempelis is going to do... Okay. All right. As Roman, Cinder, and James, as you look on, kind of behind, just barely able to see through this large creature, this girthy creature whose belly is even slightly almost dragging towards the floor. Kind of looking around it, you see as a look of shock and surprise and fear seems to run over the three other members' face as they look over at you in panic slightly. And then one of them pulls out and burns a spell scroll immediately as you see a large wall of stone appear in front of them, kind of covering up the doorway for about 40 feet in height. As they seem to look, kind of begin to discuss something, the Tempest seems to turn, grab another scroll, and begins to activate it. Ending his turn, Cinder. At 35 feet away, you got a Rollerman slightly in front of you as you look on. What would you like to do?
Cinder goes from concerned to, oh, it's really, really slow. Grumpy, do you only make a wall in free so you can walk back so it doesn't, bite you 10 times? Because you really don't need to be up there, apparently, with how slow it is.
If you put up a wall, it's gonna be like, oh, my food got away. Don't put up a wall. It'll be okay.
You're gonna get bit. Oh, alright, I'm gonna walk back 25 feet, because I think that's gonna pay me a whole fucking turn.
It's fucked
I'm
up.
still 20 feet away from it, so...
You are, and Cinder backs up to 50 feet total away from the creature.
I'm gonna cast a spell. Cameron, it's funny you mentioned, the floor thing. I cast Sleep Storm.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Which does the exact same thing, but bigger. Whenever the Hydra moves, it's gonna have to make a balance check to not fall over.
Good news, the creature is so fat, terrain effects do not affect it.
Damn. It's so massive.
It's too heavy, it can't have it. Terrain effects do not apply.
Its belly's already on the ground, it can't slip. It's already set.
What's the name of the fat red dragon? This is his cousin.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's not all it does. The creature cannot see.
Oh, that's fucked up. So, okay. I will say, this creature, for your note, does have blind fighting.
That's fine. Blind fighting can be really close to finger bite.
Yeah, it does not mean you can. It does not give you blind sight. Which, by the way, this creature doesn't have blind sight. It just has blind fight, which I find quite interesting.
So, Cinder kind of flicks his hand up, and suddenly there's snowflakes clinging around its eyes and swirling around its heads.
A light cold draft seems to kind of come down. It feels like almost someone opened up the ceiling above you and allowed this snow from above to begin to come in. I mean, it is roughly Octoberish. It's been cold. Not cold as Utham's lands, but definitely not exactly a summer paradise. As suddenly the little snowflakes start dropping down from the sky, from the roof, and it looks like clouds are starting to form up there because of the moisture in the air.
And I will say for notation, I did not cast a spell, but my ice heart around my waist glows when that effect happens. Because that is a magic item effect.
Okay.
And then I'll end my turn, because I am 50 feet away. It's going to take this thing 2 full turns just to get to me.
Alright, for Snow...
So just move back with me. I'm not sending Snow until 1v1 a Hydra.
So we're gonna sing Amazing Grace for it.
I don't think Snow can roll high enough to hit a Hydra.
Alright. At the top of the initiative, the creature's body begins to tighten slightly, its muscles beginning to grow, and you watch as the creature's speed doubles.
Still not that worried.
Well, one assumes that this continues.
James, at the top of the initiative, you are up, my friend.
I'm checking, because I'm finally getting spells to load up. It's just taking so long.
No worries. You're about 75 feet from the Hydra. Yeah, if you're using, right now, D20 SRD, it's been crap on me all day.
Yeah. So, with this...
But you are standing 75 feet from it, you're staring on. What are you thinking?
It's about 75 feet away from me. I'm not gonna have to move for a good minute.
Well, good minute. Its speed's doubling every round.
For a moment at least. For at least this moment, so...
Right now that's only 20 feet, but next round that's 40 feet worth of movement, and that becomes a lot scarier.
So, I might just pop it again.
Make angry.
You gonna do magic missile again?
I was like, you don't have to. Your magic can. We're not actually here to hurt the thing. We just want it following us.
You know what? Yeah, I'll just hold, and if it gets close enough for me to use a Rave Enfeeblement, which this one would have a 50-foot range, I will blast it with Rave Enfeeblement.
Okay. Alright. As you hold your action, watching on, and kind of anticipation wand at the ready, Rolliman. As you stand 20 feet from the creature, expecting a barrage of magic missile, as you look back, seeing James kind of waiting and watching. As you look forward, the creature seems to roar loudly, apparently, like a motorcycle engine. As you look on, what would you like to do?
It is revving up.
It is
Look, it takes some time to get up there, but it gets there.
That was bad.
He's a grower, not a shower.
I will back the heck up. It's
I mean-
got 20 feet of movement speed.
Yeah.
Gonna move forward 40 feet. And it's got a 15-foot range. Alright. I mathed it out.
Uh-huh.
I will back up 40 feet.
To 60 feet from the creature, so it can't touch you.
Yes.
As you look at it, as it roars, kind of acting as if the creature kind of faintly scares you and starting to jog over towards James, keeping your eye on it still while you look on.
James, a scary big hydra thing is speeding up.
Do you have Perform Actor?
No.
Oh, damn. I was going to say that'd be perfect for it.
I have dance.
I don't think you can
he
dance.
dance
Are
the
you gonna?
sentence?
Are you gonna
No.
try and dance away? Okay,
No,
cool.
I'm not.
I think so. No. As you just kind of run away saying this, the creature seems to watch on, almost staring at you. The tongue kind of going out and moving about as you hear. The creature seems to give a deep hiss at that. Then its eyes suddenly looking over towards now the closest target towards it, Cinder.
Oh.
Yeah, its eyes. Its blind eyes.
Yes.
It'll do its best.
As Rollman steps back. Alright. Does that end your turn, Rollman?
Yeah.
Alright. The Hydra is going to now activate the ability. No, I'm kidding. It is going to move. It is its total of 40 feet up with its full movement action and put Cinder within 10 feet of it. And Rollman within 20, and James within 20, or within 35. Sorry, doing math. As it moves up, James, you said that you were holding an action to use your Rave Enfeeblement as it gets up, as it moves its full action, and looking down at Cinder as it escapes away from the icy barrage from behind, its stomach kind of pulling through the ground as it does.
Range touch attack from a spell, so this will be plus my wisdom. Does that mean its touch AC 16?
Oh, easily. She or he is chonky.
It loses 8 strength.
It gains 8 more strength as it grows stronger.
It is it's a conjuring
The
Pokemon. Cameron.
creature see as its scales glow and glimmer, and you see the same color as the divine iron on the walls, James.
Cameron, it eats divinity.
No. I'd like to make a point. This one came from.
No, I know.
This
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I know you weren't casting that. That's because I mentioned the wand earlier. No, I know. As you watch on, the creature seems to, grow stronger. Its body growing its muscles expanding, the muscle, or the fat kind of being bloated out even more. Its stomach slamming into the ground, and you hear as the stone cracks beneath it. In that background, the light whisper from Tempelis, "Please stop doing that!"
I didn't think it'd make it stronger.
But as James, that's your held action. Did you want to use anything else?
Oh, you can. Is that
That was, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
My
there's
apologies.
nothing else I can do.
All right. As the Hydra ends its turn because it can't make any actions. James's action done. Cinder, 10 feet in front of you is the chunkiest and now strongest Hydra you've ever seen.
Oh, buddy, it ain't my problem. I summon a gelatinous cube.
Wait, what? Oh no.
This the spell engulfing terror.
Engulfing terror. Hold up. Wait, that's a spell? Oh no. Yeah.
Summons a gelatinous cube.
Let me see. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong.
I got it right here. Oh my god.
I love this spell so much.
No, I spelled engulfing. I can't hear. Can you post it real quick? Cause I can't pull it up.
Cameron, you said you found it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to fucking load though. That's my issue.
Oh yeah, you got one. I'm gonna have to find one on a different page.
Because I'm familiar with engulfing doom.
Because I'm looking at the Arc Alself safe info one,
which isn't loading. Let me find one on. It's a fucking drow spell. It's a fucking drow.
I posted the spell in the chat.
I actually came back to not. Fuck you.
So it's in the drow book. I've got the Underdark here.
Yeah, it is.
I don't need that. Okay, Underdark. Let's see. Spells. Let's check it out. New spells, page 56. Let's see, good sir. You said it's a wizard spell?
It's druid, sorcerer, wizard, so.
Alright, let's see. Oh, of course it doesn't let me look up. Oh, because it's a PDF. What level?
Third.
Third, that saves me a little bit of time. Oh, you found it. Oh, okay, that works much easier.
I got one.
Alright. The air and the shimmers coalescing into a large cube of glistening ooze engulfing terror creates a gelatinous cube. Monster Manual 201. In a space you designate, the space must be large enough to accommodate the creature. If not, the spell automatically fails. Upon appearing, the creature acts. Does it? Upon appearing, it came turns attacking the nearest something. Oh, you're putting it in front of you. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, because
I thought you were trying to put it into it. I was like, wait a minute.
No. It is big enough to be full cover, so when I run away, the Hydra can't bite me.
God, oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was trying to think. I thought you were trying to put on it. I was like, wait, that doesn't make. Okay.
No, I'm just summoning a wall that's gonna fight back.
All right. Yeah, as this large, almost translucent, glistening ooze comes forth in front of you, what looks to be a very common stone core. The creature kind of becoming a perfect square and blocking off the path like a wall in front of you as it holds.
Yeah, as I move 30 more feet away.
All right, putting you with 40 feet of distance. I assume Snow following after.
Snow can run faster. They're gonna run all the way back to where James is.
Well, James is currently only 35 feet away.
As far back as James was when the fight started.
95 feet away.
All right.
Snow is very.
Okay, as the gelatinous cube is created, does it get a turn? Oh no, it says you have no control over it. It is
a monster now.
Okay,
so
let me.
There just is a cube that'll hit anything closest to it that is now part of the battle.
All right, so what's specific? Yeah, it is literally listed as gelatinous cube. Okay, let me look it up. Because I haven't had to use this monster in a while. All right.
I know. Hunter has the same spell. He just hasn't gotten to use it yet.
Oh, good. Oh, that's what I want to hear.
Let's not forget, I can also bring in a large.
Alright. As the cube appears, upon appearing, the cube acts on your turn, attacking the nearest. It's going to turn and attack the Hydra immediately, because it does have the 10 feet worth of space. Or / reach, and it is going to immediately start attacking as quickly as it can. I'm just trying to find its note. There it is. It's a slam. Oh, this will really be a Sadly, As the gelatinous cube slams into the Hydra, the hit does not seem to do anything, just smacking the side of it and bouncing off as the cube jiggles in reaction, slightly glowing.
Yeah, I know. It's there to be a wall, not to actually hurt anything.
And as it gets 2 attacks, since it can't move... well, never mind. All right, it had its 2 attacks as the second goes wide, and almost as if surprised, the Hydra seems to bite down and swallow some of the ooze down immediately. The ooze kind of rearing back in a bit surprise. All right, at the top of the initiative, the creature can now move a total of 40 feet. Every action. As its body begins to strengthen, the fat dissipating and turning to muscle, the gut growing stronger, though not growing smaller, as the creature seems to get angrier. At the bottom of the initiative, for your note, Tempelis fails his first check on that, just to note that. Immediately, as you watch his spells or hear the spell scroll fizzle slightly as he yells back, "I'm trying!" to his group. Alright. Thankfully, the creature not noticing. Up at the top of the initiative once more, James, you're up.
Yeah, moving a good... Because now it can move. At most,
40 feet? 80 feet?
40 feet, 80
80.
feet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna run back a good ways.
Uh-huh. Let's gotta get through a gelatinous cube that's in its way now.
I'm 35 feet away from it now. I'm gonna move back the 45 feet.
Alright. So that'll put you at 30, that's 80 feet in total, back. Right at the edge of the Hydra's thing, as you kind of hustle back as quickly as possible, seeing the creature growing stronger by the moment. Alright. Is there anything else, James?
Not that I can do right now, unless I decide to... let me check the range on this spell. Let's see if I can use it and be funny. It's not going to load there, but it will load here, thank goodness.
It's fine, DM. I have a plan.
Nope, I can't reach it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll hold off on that one.
Alright. Do you have a held action, or are you just gonna kind of end your turn there?
When Cinder enters my range, I have a thing for him.
Okay. What's your range?
For this, it'll be the same thing as
So 50
the
feet.
Raven Food, so 50 feet away from me.
Okay, thank you. Cinder's already within 50 feet of
well then yeah, never mind. I will do this. Snake Swiftness, go again, Cinder.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? I'm not trying to summon all the cubes at once. Okay, I'll figure something out.
Alright.
Figure something out.
Cinder!
Slow it down.
You got an action. Or you had a turn.
Wait, how do I piss this thing off? I'm gonna cast Cat's fucking Grace on myself. Fuck you.
Snake Swiftness is a melee or ranged attack.
Yeah, which I don't have a ranged weapon, or I'm not in melee, so I don't know what Cameron
Wait,
wants.
doesn't do anything.
Wait, no, the cubes are not in range. Never mind, I won't do that. That's right.
Yeah.
Better to wait.
Spells.
Better to wait.
Okay.
Do it on the cube next time.
As he holds off.
Dude, the cube can't hit. Don't do it to the cube.
You can't hit. Alright. James kind of looking on as he watches with thoughts, hoping for the creature to not notice him ending his turn. Alright. Rollerman, you are up.
Yes. Okay. I've got this cube for cover. Okay. Go in.
You have 10 feet between you and the cube, yeah.
Cube. I don't know. Cube might attack me. Can I attack the Hydra without getting close enough to the cube that the cube will attack me instead of the Hydra?
Well, the cube has to attack the according to the thing, will attack the nearest creature to it. So, Whatever. If you are standing the closest to it, the creature will attack you.
So no.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
He's thinking.
Can
He's planning.
run for another turn.
You're
I'm
gonna
backing up 80 feet.
You're backing up 80 feet. All right. Let's see. That puts you at 100 feet away from the creature. All right.
I just watched him kneel by.
Yup.
Yes, I did. Yes, you did.
Heading down that hallway and coming all the way to where you guys had just last started, you now stand basically roughly the entrance into the map. Roughly, Rolvin.
Okay.
Noting that you have about a mile or two. I mean, you can roll for it, but roughly estimated before you'll run to the populated routes. So kind of keep that in mind. I imagine you can look up.
Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's still like between 5,240 feet to I think 10,480 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna be a problem.
Me and Roland had a long argument about this different campaign about feet and miles, about how someone could see 7 miles, and so ever since that, I have not forgotten how long a mile is in feet because of it. So, I don't want to run into that situation again. I think it was you going to be on that. I don't remember.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it might have been someone else. It might have been Monday. I can't remember. Anyways,
It was one of the monsters Tun was fighting.
As Rollman... Yeah, no, where... Oh, that's right. As Rollman runs off, kind of heading past you, about another 20 feet behind you, James, watching on in the distance. Looking on the creature, the Hydra seems to look down at the gelatinous cube and looks to be fully engaged with the creature, trying to tear at it, as you watch Rollman from a distance. All right. Is that all you want to do, Rollman? Or is there anything else you
That's all I can do. That was me running.
Making sure if you didn't have any swift actions or anything of the sort. Oh, right. The Hydra is going to take its 10 attacks.
Yeah, fuck up that slime.
Oh, it's about to.
I can summon 3 more after this one dies.
You'll be eating up his things.
Let's see. What is the... Oh, well.
It's an ooze.
Yeah, those all hit. You know what's even worse? This thing has an improved critical range on it.
Well, it's a ooze. Doesn't matter.
Oh no. I got one crit. Oh yeah, this is about to be bad.
At least it wasted its attacks. So we
Well,
can move.
It has to. Hydra attacks, or if you throw one, you gotta throw them all because it's a group thing.
Yep.
One action is all 10.
Yep.
You watch as the gelatinous cube is torn asunder, immediately being wiped out. As I have a weird feeling I'm going to suddenly have to run that creature again. I'm just gonna keep that wiki up here just in the background.
What?
As the Hydra kind of ends its first round of attacks, looking on, ending its turn. Cinder, you are up.
I recommend backing away.
I raise my hands in a similar motion to what I just did.
Are you putting another cube right in front of you again?
Exactly where the last cube died.
That's fucking horrible.
The cube reforms.
Cube.
Immortal cube. Man, I have to wait 5 turns of this Hydra. You think I'm not gonna sit here and do this?
No, that's fair. Yeah. Excuse me. As the gelatinous cube immediately reappears glistening, as it does, the cube immediately looks on. The Hydra seems to roar out in anger and rage.
It's obviously the same cube.
It's the same cube. It's bad.
Clearly. Alright, Cinder.
I'm just backing my ass up. I don't want to be here.
How far are you backing up?
25 feet. I have to walk. Not very fast.
Heavy legs.
Put you at 65. Snow is at 95 feet away still. Would you like them to move any further, or are they just gonna sit there?
Snow's just hanging out. Because even if they're in range, right, they have to get through all of us to get to Snow. Snow's just going to sit for a little bit.
Alright. The cube is up immediately. As it
I
can't
believe
move.
Get him.
You know, it
fuck him up.
doesn't really matter, sadly, because the creature can't do enough damage that it can't heal.
Well, it does deal acid damage, so that does stop its regeneration.
And neither attack hits.
It's fine. I believe in
Cube. He'll get it at 20. Don't worry.
He will, totally. Snow...
Look, man, if it's not this one, it'll be the next one.
Vibes at the end of its turn. The Hydra is now going to double its movement again. And now that's up to 80 feet. It is officially going to be able to double its physical stat as the power-up continues. And I have to roll a d3 for this. Oh, for the love of God, please let it be Dex.
Fails.
Let it be Dex.
Don't worry.
I need the jump. Oh, fuck you. Of course.
Don't worry. I have like 12 more summoning spells after this.
I'd be fine if it doubled his dex. That would not be much.
It would help. It would help a lot.
Not really.
What?
Alright, as the creature begins to grow, its gut begins to rescind, its body looks to be healthier, the glow on its skin seems to get even more vibrant as the creature looks on, and James, you can sense the magic suddenly, or a magical aura coming off this creature suddenly.
God damn it!
However, you're at 80 feet, James. What would you like to do, good friend?
Its movement is now 80 feet from what was said.
You're not getting away.
It's 160
Skedaddle, skadoodle.
You turn into a noodle? What are you talking about?
I'm moving back. I am full moving, so I am running 180 feet.
James looks at Roman, looks at the creature, and then is gone like a thing, and leaving nothing but a pile of smoke behind. 180. So James runs and is now 260 feet from the creature down the tunnel and gone into the shadows at this point. Alright, as James vanishes into a cloud of basically, or leaving nothing but a cloud of smoke in the shape of himself, Rollman, as you take a double take, James is gone, but the Hydra looks angrier and stronger. What would you like to do?
How is Tempella's looking on his spelling his spell?
Give me a spot check, or you can give me a knowledge arcana check to see if you can tell.
Is the buff still active?
Which buff?
Chastin?
The spot check buff.
The spot check.
Oh, you have to be within 20 feet of me,
So
and it's every other person in range.
Cinder is 35 feet from you currently.
My knowledge arcana is better. 26.
26. As you kind of take a second looking on at the creature, surprised by what's going, or that the creature suddenly growing stronger and concerned. Tempella's kind of just being able to barely spot around the side of the cube. You can see and notice there looks to be branches beginning to form a cage behind the very large Hydra. However, it looks almost like a creeping vine. It's slowly expanding up from a central point that looks to be from his spell scroll. You'd guess another 2 rounds before this creature is going to be caught, at least. And that's if it stays where it's at currently.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying
to keep it where it is. I guess I gotta get
what do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm
doing? Roman shouts us down towards Cinder. What's up?
I gotta get close to it then. Yeah. Help me not die, please. Okay, I'm gonna go in now. So how far away from the Hydra?
You are 100 feet.
I'm 100 feet away from the Hydra. Okay. I will.
Oh, and also, if you're worried, you still have 8 hours. 7 hours, 59 minutes, and about 40 some seconds of your Vanti Venom.
Yes, thank you.
I am keeping track in the background. Don't worry.
Okay. I believe I have 36 seconds.
Roughly, I think that's about right. Yeah.
I will move forward. Yes. Forward up to 100 feet away. It might attack the cube. It might ditch the cube for me.
You have to be closer than the cube, assumedly, because the creature seems to be attacking whatever's closest to it. Seemingly.
I will get 10 feet away from the cube, so the cube still attacks the Hydra. Even though it's probably gonna die.
Don't
never
worry,
know. He can live. He can live.
I can summon 4 cubes. Don't worry.
Yeah, because of Cinder's placement, it works out in the initiative.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'll move up 10 feet away from the cube.
Okay, so that'll be a total of 80 feet worth of movement.
Okay.
Okay.
Right back to where I started the previous round.
Yeah, as you rush back forward after seeing James run off, realizing what's going on, and catching how wind of this, Roman doing some quick math as you grab your weapons and start charging forward, realizing that this creature has to be held there.
Keep it where it is, I say to them.
As you pass by Cinder, Snow watching you just take off from initial running off.
God damn it.
All right, as you head forth, the creature doesn't have enough to hit you. Thankfully, you are still 5 feet out of its movement, and
that's the plan.
However, it is going to take a 5-foot step forward, just so it can bite the gelatinous cube more.
He's gonna bite the hell out of it.
So let me put a note for that. That puts you at 15. That puts you at 60. Or sorry, 20. Not 50. Yeah, no, it is 15. My bad. That is correct. Alright. Snow at 90. And the elusive James at 255 feet, because that's concerning for him. As the creature moves 5 feet forward and is going to use... technically, if I want to use all 10 bites, I have to use them all on the same creature, which is the only downside of a Hydra, so I'm going to tear the shit out of this gelatinous cube once more.
Don't worry. The cube can seemingly regenerate. Don't worry about it.
How many more goddamn spells you got?
A lot, because I have a spell that does the same thing on 4th level.
That's fair.
More cubes.
Alright, 10.
A lot of spells for this.
Plus... with the modifiers now all added in. Oh god, what is this? Alright, so this is only this. Okay. Well, they all hit. Shockingly.
Oh, the Hydra is starting to roll worse.
It is. And immediately, the gelatinous cube is once more... Wait, what? Oh, no, my bad.
I think that's more than 19 HP.
Yes, give me a second. That was not what I meant to royal. Sorry.
If it was with less than 19 health is trash. I don't know what it would do with its life.
So that will be that's a lot more than you think, because that's not with all the 15s in there. I just added the initial or the 2 there. The gelatinous cube is torn asunder, as as the creature is dead, shockingly. And the Hydra is going to move the rest of its movement up to right next to Rolaman, within 5 feet of him. Which is to say, it's going to move 10 feet forward.
What's that?
And it is going to look down at you, roar loudly, and end its turn.
How's it going?
It says good. It was taking a nap until you woke it up, and it's pissed because it hasn't had coffee yet. Cinder, you're up.
It's a shame.
Cube!
The cube!
Now, Cinder, the problem here now is there is a Roman standing in front of it, and there's not enough space to put a large cube between it.
You know, fair. Nature's ally!
Man, dude, you a summoning druid? What is this?
I want you to know, earlier in the week when I was talking to Cameron about planning, I was like, so we have to debate it, right? What if I just grab every summoning spell on the druid list? And I just...
I was supposed to piss it off. I did my job.
True. Okay, what's nature's ally this time?
A dire ape.
And where? Next, I assume just next to Rollman to get the flanking bonus.
This is Rollman's new friend, yes.
Is this Tim? Did you resummon Tim?
Tim, the ice guy.
Oh, Tim. This is non-ice Tim. He's the unevolved version.
Okay, because you don't have Ice Tim anymore. That's fair. Tim has 35 HP. Okay.
Tim is
gonna die.
Tim is giving you flanking though now, and that's all that
matters. Oh boy, what a good thing.
Tim is here. I'm trying to keep it in place, man. I'm hoping some hits don't hit you.
As Grumpy or Rollman, as you suddenly kind of standing there, facing off, looking up at the Hydra, having watched it just tear apart the cube another viciously, looking on, you know, it's almost as bad as the time when you fought the Storm Giants. Well, any time you've actually fought the Storm Giants, in fact, as you look on, the sense of death, the thrill of the fight on, in the tenseness of what's going on. All to say that you're about to take on one of the most vicious creatures a fighter can take on. As suddenly as you kind of realizing this, prepping yourself for what is to be a duel for your life, as you look on, staring at blades ready, suddenly a dire gorilla just appears next to you, pounding its chest, staring up at the creature, and looks over at you, giving you a thumbs up as it prepares itself to swing at the creature.
Very cool.
And then I need the Hydra to do a reflex save.
No, shockingly, it's actually not bad, these.
Oh, yeah?
Mostly because the bonuses have offset it now, so now it's got its normal thing. That's a 21.
Right. I think that's a fail. Barely. As Cinder yells, "Fuck you," and a giant rock hits it in the face.
Damn.
Wait, in what language?
Draconic.
Yeah, of course in Draconic. It's the only language it might speak.
Okay.
You never know.
As you shout this, and what's the spell you're casting?
This is Hurtling Stone.
Oh, you bastard! I thought I was hoping you're doing non-contact spells to avoid it. Oh, damn it! Stop that.
Yep, it's just a rock.
As one of the Slagmites, I think so. I don't remember.
Stalactite comes from ceiling, Slagmite comes from floor, right?
Alright, Stalactite, there you go. A Stalactite comes barreling down towards the creature, causing a 16 damage to it. It's back down to what it was last round. Don't worry, that'll be back in a moment.
God damn, this
rock
is a glitter
slams
breeze.
into it and then falls over to the side.
If it's just the glitter breeze, we'd already be dead.
It's true. Alright. And does that end your turn, Cinder?
Well, Dire Ape is part of my turn. So
your turn as the character, I'm saying.
I'm done casting. It's the ape's time.
The cube's dead. Alright. Snow, I assume is gonna chill still.
Snow is waiting for their time. Yes.
Okay. Alright, then yeah, Dire Ape. Alright, let's see what you got.
Alright. Plus 10 to hit.
Little Tim here.
I mean, he has a chance.
Yeah, Tim, hit him.
You can do this.
You had the bonus for flanking?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, don't worry, that hits.
Yay! Hold on, I need to hit both. Damn it!
No, that doesn't hit the second.
Alright, he has a bite too, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
It has a much lower to hit, but I'm gonna try.
Of course.
17, that hits.
Yay!
Oh, shoot. Hey, maybe you can do some significant damage here. You got 2 hits on this thing. Let's see what you got. More than it can heal.
Most of the damage comes if he hits both fucking, hand attacks, which he did not.
10 bludgeoning. Okay.
Yeah. And then the bite is at the same damage.
Which
D3.
Piercing slashing is still the weirdest kind of damage combo for teeth. Doesn't make sense. Teeth don't slash.
They do if you pull when you bite something.
Yeah, it's piercing and tearing.
You're not tearing if you're very sharp.
Fair. We'll talk. We'll save that one for after. As little Tim kind of tears into it, biting at this creature, tearing at its leg, tearing a chunk away, the Hydra screeches out, roaring down at the Dire Ape, trying to bite at its arms as it jumps around, avoiding the creature. All right. As we go back up to the top of the initiative, the spell creaks ever closer. Everyone who's looking, which is pretty much everyone but James, because James is too fucking far away, give me a Knowledge Arcana or Spellcraft check.
Oh, spellcraft. Oh, sweet.
Spellcraft will sense the magic out of it. Knowledge Arcana will give you a note for the spell
keep
itself.
my previous check?
You can. You know what? That's fair. Let's
26.
see. All right,
I
and
can
Cinder?
get better than that.
That's, fair.
Boogly boogly.
Oh my god. Between the two of you, you are 100% sure at the end of this thing, if this creature doesn't move, it should be grabbed and captured. However, you're pretty sure if this creature moves by the end of this thing, that spell goes off and he has to restart it again.
Stay still, you fat fuck.
I'm gonna try and keep it still. I'm gonna attack this thing.
Alright.
It can't even take a 5-foot step. There's a large creature and medium creature in melee with
It's
it.
It's true. James, you're first up in the initiative, buddy. You're 245 feet. Okay. You're coming back?
Right as it ends.
Yeah.
You're just like, he's listening and goes, no one's died. No one's screaming. Oh, it's okay. All right.
Everything's okay.
Rollman hasn't said to go and save the children. All right, I should be fine then.
Yeah.
I will.
I'm gonna move up the 45 feet.
Okay. Put you at 200
And
feet
then-
from the creature.
Making sure of something. I was inside of it, so
At 200
I'm gonna
feet, what's your dark vision and low light vision?
60 foot originally, but you said there were torches around it, so around that area, so
Yeah, so it's gonna be dim light. Give me a spot check. Let's see how easy it is for you to see the creature from this distance. I mean, 200 feet's still a decent distance. Oh yeah, okay. No, I'll give it to you. That's fine.
I'm going to plop my spiritual weapon down 30 feet away from it, and it's going to move towards it still.
Jesus Christ.
The hammer appears and floats closer.
Alright, and you're going to put it within, you said you're going to have it go right up, how close? Because you said have it appear within 30 feet.
It'll appear 30 feet away from it, then it'll move up there afterwards.
How close?
It'll get right up in front of it.
Okay, within 5
So it's
feet.
right there. Yeah. And it's something that it looks like it can attack, so it should be distracted, even though it can't actually hit this.
Hopefully.
As the hammer goes up there, I'm going to use an immediate action to turn invisible.
Oh, okay. You bastard.
You have a mischance. If you were to attack me.
I don't have anything with this. Shit. Alright.
It'll be my turn, though.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Alright. Wait. Hold up.
Blind fight gives you do get to re-roll it if you fail. Blind fight gives you that.
You still have to.
It's a 25% chance. Miss chance instead of 50.
Okay, so so I have to roll. Okay, I still have to roll when I roll to hit. Okay, cool. I'll keep that note. Alright, appreciate you noticing that, because I was like, wait a minute. Yep, as the spirit weapon appears, both Tim, Cinder, Snow, and pretty much everyone's eyes kind of over towards the suddenly glowing hammer of James that appears and kind of begins to float over, trying to catch the creature by surprise. Rollman taking a moment to almost step into the shadows, vanishing almost immediately as he does, as you look back, not seeing him anywhere to be found.
I'm glad I kept this at the ready.
God damn it, Cinder! I will kill you out of spite. Alright. As the spirit weapon ends, Rollman, you're up.
Okay. I am going to, as a full round action, make a decisive.
Make a what?
Decisive strike. It's one of my
gotcha.
features.
Okay.
So I make one attack with a special monk weapon, using highest big attack bonus, taking -2 penalty, and if it hits, it does double damage, as is any other attack I make before the start of my next turn.
Ooh, alright.
So I hope I hit him. Before I do that though, as a swift action, I will entering to get a +4 to his dex and strength.
Okay, got you.
Alright. Carmon, go. I get lucky bonus.
Can you get lucky? Will the luck be on your side tonight?
I hope it is.
Will you crit confirm this one poor creature?
It's not very poor. 31 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh, double damage. It'll be this doubled. Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see what you go.
I'm glad we get to finally see your new weapon in action.
This
Right?
is not the new weapon.
This is a Kalmaz. Because it has to be a monk weapon.
I have to be a monk weapon to do this feature. Don't worry.
Okay.
I have a plan. Don't worry.
Yeah, his twisted gnarly blade hasn't been pulled out yet.
You see my hand. So 22 points
22
of damage.
points of damage. Dude, fucking, I just healed.
No.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you.
What's funny is he would also heal 4 points of damage.
Yep. As you go and manage to catch the creature slashing at its feet, and in surprise. All right.
And then use the belt of battle, and use all 3 charges to do another 4
Oh shit!
attack.
You about to unload on this creature? Okay.
Yes, I am. Now this is the new sword. Here you go, Cameron. Use your new sword.
As he pulls out the wicked,
that no one can see because invisible.
Blade. Yeah, because he is invisible. Oh, that's horrible.
The full blade coming out.
Okay. 21 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
Just really waiting for it to miss.
Not 20.
That crits.
I will confirm real quick.
That hits.
36. Okay, so that's gonna be 4 times damage. I'm just gonna do the second attack.
Oh my god!
He's gonna kill this poor Hydra.
Please do not kill the Hydra.
Look, man.
Roman took this as a challenge when you guys said to hold it here. He didn't say keep it alive. He just said hold it here.
I mean, there's a chance he doesn't kill it.
This 4 times.
Oh no!
24 damage. Yes.
Roman, how do you want to do this? You just killed the creature.
I'm gonna sidestep to the side as all the Hydra heads are focused on the glowing hammer and the gorilla, and take out the full blade and swing it in one giant arc and cut off all.
Alright, as you all watch, as just expecting an amazing show, this grand, beautiful slice that Rollman does goes completely unseen as you all just watch as suddenly the heads turn and looking over towards James's hammer getting next to it. And as soon as the hammer stops, the creature seemingly trying to nip at the hammer, all of the heads seem to slice off almost immediately, and you hear in the background, "Fuck!" from Tempella's.
We didn't expect this.
As Rolliman stands over it, gloriously, heads completely, cleanly lopped off in a single slash, laying down on the ground all around the glowing weapon as the body stops moving. The dire ape barely managing to avoid the heads coming colliding down on top of it.
Save the gorilla.
And they're just
will reappear after 6 seconds.
Roman reappears covered in blood.
Damn it.
Okay. I didn't think I cut through all the heads, okay?
You watch as Tempella's cancels the spell, and you see as immediately the wood cage pulls back, sucking into the scroll. And he goes, "Are you serious?"
James walks up, rubbing his head a little bit.
It would seem you took too long to capture it.
I was moments away. Seconds. You had to stand there.
If I stood there any longer, I would have been attacked by 10 heads that would have eaten me alive.
He looks at you and looks at the dire ape and then looks at you again. And just you can just see there steam coming out of his ears.
Calm down. The body's still worth something, especially to Regan Utham, who can probably bring it back. Actually, no, not probably. Most likely.
He's not a necromancer. He definitely cannot.
Yeah, you have druids that can.
They can't either. That only works on people.
He just stares and stares on and goes, I cannot believe the level of incompetency here.
Incompetency. What do you mean by this?
He sighs, it just rolls up the spell scroll and goes, and I thought we'd get lucky tonight, but apparently not, as he turns back and starts heading back towards the other two members.
What did you see in the Hydra's lair?
Why? You want to go kill another plan of mine?
No, I'm curious why you looked horrified when you looked in there.
Well, it seems that you don't need to worry about it, as it looks like my backup plan is going to be what gets us our prey, thanks to your actions.
So why are you so pissed?
Because that was a $250,000 gold piece payday I just got lost out on. If I had brought two of the creatures, a mating pair at that, one that was clearly capable of higher magics. Do you know how much that would have gained me of Regan Utham's attention?
I thought you only said you had one scroll.
Clearly, I wouldn't tell you all of the tricks I have up my sleeve. Just as you probably didn't tell me everything, such as that you plan to kill the creature we are going to capture.
I promise, I did not intend to kill the creature. That is a true statement, babe.
He just sighs and goes, I think maybe we camp for the night and contemplate what else to do come morning. As he just kind of stares at the dead corpse of the creature, just still bright red faced.
I will give a mild whistle for the wagon to come up, for the wolf to come up pulling the wagon, because we would have brought that.
Yeah, it does so.
I look to Cinder. That thing scales are divine iron.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I'm not touching it.
It is a very peculiar creature. Is how
I am not getting cursed by a
itself.
god because I touch what is essentially dead paladin flesh.
Yeah, no.
Is it like retaining its form, or is it like reverting back to where it was fat and chubby?
It is becoming chubbier and whiter now. It is slowly expanding as some spell effects are are slowly losing their effect.
Interesting.
I'm going to examine the body and see how. I want to examine this to see what the hell caused this mutation, if I can. In all honesty.
Give me a knowledge, nature, or a well, here, give me a minute. Pull up something. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, I'll take a knowledge, nature. Yep.
I don't have much for that, but okay.
Or survival. I mean, either will. But
I will take survival
okay.
because I'm better at survival. Knowledge nature's only a +2. Survival's +5. 12. Fuck.
12. Roughly. And what are you trying to gather exactly?
Why this thing's scales became divine iron. I mean, it's surrounded by it, but that isn't enough of a point.
As you kind of look at the creature, thinking for a moment, looking about the area, one of two things comes to mind. Either the creature had to adapt out of necessity, which means it was able to create a gland in its body that could process the divine iron, or the second theory that comes to mind is that the creature basically recreated the process in its stomach. And by that, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
This thing may have eaten enough paladins to become made of divine iron, or it can eat divine iron.
Good.
I don't like either of those thought processes.
No, but we may want to make sure someone comes and collects the body for us. Because there's also, I'm going to put this out there as a mild thought, a chance that it revives on its own due to the power of that. Divine iron's weird.
I look at it. I nudge the head with my foot. I don't think it's getting back up.
As the wolf stone in front of Tempelis and his group crumbles, you see Tempelis look back at you lot and go, kind of paling slightly as he looks at you and goes, "How much do you know about snake pits and breeding pits?"
I'm a druid.
Ice druid.
I think.
Still a...
Yeah, by chance, do hydras mate like snakes, you think?
I would assume so. Is there something I should see?
Well, I'm counting. And looks back. 12? Looks at his party members who seem to nod. And then he looks back. 12 and a very large looking female.
You better start casting that spell scroll.
Are they moving or are they just sitting there?
As you feel the ground begin to slightly rumble, he goes, "Well, they're not waiting."
Alright. I'm gonna walk up and prep a spell. I have a spell for the little ones. You just want the adults alive, right?
As many as I can get at this point. We get paid per.
How many can you catch? I got one fire spell to cleanse as many as I can.
Looks at you and goes, well, I've got 2 scrolls. The other one's still activating in the room, so in theory it should go off and at least catch one of them.
I'll try not to hit 3 of them.
Looks at you and looks back over at the party and goes, Apoko says he can't hold this line. As he looks out at the hydras and looks back and goes, not to be one of those types of nobles that, yells at the peasant and then begs for his life, but James, can you send your tanky friend over here quite quickly?
I'll pat Rollman, giving him Shield of Faith and Enlarge, and send it and go.
Enlarge? Oh my goodness. What is the Shield of Faith buff?
You go up a size, and you get +2 to your strength, -2 to your dex from size. Would you like Analytic Power as well?
I said Shield of Faith.
You said Shield of Faith.
Oh, Shield of Faith is +3 to your AC. Just flat out, you get more AC.
Is that to touch?
It is all. It gives a bonus to all 3 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Analyst power. Why not?
Okay, yeah, take that too. Go. You get that.
Well, you know the good news. If this one's the other species that we thought it was, Rollman literally can't kill this one.
And this one's worth a lot more if it's unkillable.
As Cinder and Rollman, as you kind of come around the corner to look into the much larger den than what the map showed, what looks to be, as you realize, is literally a hydra's den. Steam slightly coming out of the room, and what looks to be some very large, hot springs that are popped up and populated throughout it. As you look in the center looks to be a bright white albino-looking creature that looks to have only about 6 heads kind of staring. It looks to be about almost 75 feet in height and seems to stand almost 40 feet in width. It is humongous. The others around it, smaller and green, many of them a mixture of green and blue scales, seem to kind of dot around the area, all roughly within about 20 feet of the large center creature as they kind of stand around. As you get a second to count, you count in total 12 of the males and 1 large white female.
How many heads do the small males have?
Most of them only have 5 heads from what you can tell.
There's still a lot of creatures.
Yeah. I will say, as you look towards the ground, you can see in the center, it looks like there is a large spell scroll kind of glowing just very faintly that is beginning to slightly encroach around the center female.
Is it like an active spell scroll?
Oh, yes, it looks like it is active.
Hey, what spell is that?
Tempelis looks back and looks over at you and goes, same thing I was doing just a moment ago. It's a druidic spell for capturing.
Did you put that there? That's yours? I assume so.
He just said he had one active in the
I see. I was not paying attention. My apologies.
No worries. To be fair, Roman being caught up in the combat of fighting a 10-headed Hydra a moment ago, the death-defying look. As you look on, the creatures begin to ready themselves as James kind of stands all to the side, cinder at the ready, flame in his hand as he begins. And that's where we're going to end session today. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next time as the creatures of the deep begin to surround and show the mercilessness of the Underdark.